good thing. And if I can just get a raise of hands, who has been to an unconference before, like a bar camp or something else? So you guys kind of know how it works. And then put your hands down. And people who have not been to an unconference, oh, good, wow, most people. So this is how it works. If you've been to a regular conference, you're used to this big keynote speech and you know, these experts in the industry talking about this and this and this. And unconference is sort of the opposite. I want to say none of us are experts, but all of us are experts as well. And what you're an expert in is your own experience. So Joe here built a RevRep. He's kind of an expert in that. A guy over here has a MakerBot. He's an expert in that. Whatever you do, that's what your expertise is. And you can share that with others. So that's kind of the idea here. There's no kind of big hierarchy like I'm in charge or Chris is in charge. We're all in charge. We're going to make this happen together. There's no main leader. We all have to participate in this thing or it's not going to work. And what we do have is one law. We have the law of 2 feet. You have 2 feet and you should use them. So if you're not giving or getting value with what you're doing, feel free to use your, what? No, go ahead. No, you're not going to if they're talking about their printer and there's 5 people gathered around, you want to go somewhere else, talk to someone else. Fix the board so it doesn't cut out. That's what we got. Anyway, so I think it's going to be interesting because with a normal kind of technology and conference, there's a lot of kind of defined sessions and topics. But the cool thing with this is there's so many printers here, people really into it. A lot of it might just be kind of looking at them and talking to people, but we might do some sessions as well. We talked about things like going over the software stack that's used to design objects and to print objects, maybe talking about the different kinds of printers and advantages of them. These are all kind of, like all the ones I've seen today are the under $2,000, you know, DIY kit kind of thing. There's certainly companies like some of our sponsors, Shapeways and Hinoco, who you can design something, send it to them, they'll print it. They'll print it even in metal or rubber or plastic, whatever, and they'll ship it to you. So if you're just getting into this kind of 3D printing stuff, that's a good way to start. And of course, you know, a thing like this. And as long as we're looking at this little thing here, I'll get on the list. And we want to thank Sector67, obviously, for hosting this event, having us all here today. DHMN is the Distributed Hacker and Maker Network. They are in near Appleton-ish area, roughly, Fox Valley. So if you live around there, get involved with these guys. They kind of, Bob is from that group, Tim's from that group. There are a bunch of makers up there, and they make stuff happen, and they make cool stuff. The College of Business at Illinois, they just kicked us some money because they like this kind of stuff, I guess. My digit technician is actually Bob Baldwin, who is not here today. RasterWeb is my website. I help run the website for this thing. Digital Craft Research Lab is, UW-Milwaukee has kind of like a lab they're building to do a lot of this stuff, and they're kicking out a bunch of 3D printers because they're cheap and easy, and they want like every student to have one. That's pretty cool. Milwaukee Makerspace is a place kind of like this place. It's in Milwaukee, and I'm a member of that as well. And we actually have some flyers over there. We're kind of doing a thing called the Milwaukee 3D Printing Meetup. And we had our first one a couple weeks ago. We're going to have another one August 12th in Milwaukee. So that's going to be at Bucket Works. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, we'll be there for that. MakerBot, kind of the big name. And I know we've got at least 1 or 2 MakerBots here. They make some pretty nice printers, totally open source. They support the community, really great guys. Like I said, Shapeways and Finoco are both kind of service companies that you can send your models there. They'll print it for you. They'll even set up a shop so you can sell your designs. It's kind of cool. Our friends at Google kicked in some dollars to help us eat today, and we really appreciate that. C Ideas, I don't know a lot about them. Does someone know about them?
They're a 3D printing service provider in Chicago.
Yeah, they've been doing this for what, like
15 years.
Like 15 years? Wow. And I guess they want to get into making filament for people like us?
They can make their own filament, yes, they want to make filament for the hobby market.
Yeah, so we might talk to them about, you know, we have so many people here, we might start making our own filament or something. Midwest Prototyping is another local company who was just like, hey, this is amazing, you guys are doing this is the kind of stuff we do, and they wanted to help us out. So thanks to all these guys for kicking in some dollars. So hopefully we can have lunch, have dinner today, and just focus on being here and seeing all the cool stuff. And as far as 3D printing, I'll just talk for maybe just 1 minute and then move on. At first when I heard about 3D printing, I was like, oh, okay, well it's for rapid prototyping. And the machine used to cost, what, $10, $20, $30, $100,000, something like that. And you would never see one. Or you might at some, university or something. So, a few years ago, I'm like, wait, you can buy a machine for like, $1,000 that can make parts? I'm like, this is cool, this is rapid prototyping. But even in the last, I'd say, 6 months to a year, I've seen it move from that to things like, making robot parts or parts for whatever makers need, making toys, making art. In the last few months, I've seen all these articles on using them for things like food and fashion and medical applications. So I mean, that's to me, it's like 3D printing. It's going to change the world in some way. How is it going to do it? I don't know. Are they going to start printing organs? They are, right? They're doing that now. They're going to use it for cake decorating and crazy stuff like that. Fashion. I mean. Shoes, yeah, ladies' shoes. I've seen some crazy stuff. I've seen dresses and bikinis that are 3D printed. It's kind of insane, and it's just going to get more insane, I think, as we go. And that's all I think I have to say on that. So I think we're going to have either Chris or Joe or somebody just kind of talk about the building, facility, parking, bathrooms, all that stuff, in case there's a fire.